Can we have food which contain flavors in which alcohol is used as a solvent, or if alcohol is used in small quantity which does not intoxicate? There was a similar question asked by him earlier, but that time he said if alcohol is in the food in small quantities, can we have it? And I said no. If alcohol is used as a flavor directly and if it's present, it's not permitted. Here the question is different. Here Brother Omar is asking the question that can we have food which contains flavors like vanilla, and we know that the vanilla ice cream, most of them or almost all of them, they have alcohol used as a solvent. And we know that vanilla is commonly used in ice cream, it is used in cakes, it is used in sweets, in many parts of the world, including the Arab world. It's very common. And we know that for the taste, for the flavor of vanilla to be present, it is usually the alcohol is used as a solvent. And in many countries, according to the food authorities, it is compulsory that minimum 35% ethyl alcohol should be used as a solvent. Now in this case, if alcohol is used as a solvent in the vanilla flavor, and if you have that food which contains that vanilla flavor, whether it be ice cream, whether it be cake, or whether it be sweet dishes, is it permitted or not? Now for this, we have to realize that in this case where vanilla is used, point number one, that the alcohol used here as a solvent, alcohol physically is not najis, it is not impure. Physically it is tahir, it is pure. Yes, I do agree that metaphorically it may be najis. As Allah says in the Quran in Surah Ma'idah chapter number 5 verse number 90. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu innamal khamru wal maisuru, most certainly intoxicants and gambling. Oh, you believe, most certainly intoxicants and gambling. Well, ansabu wal azlamu, dedication of stones, divination of arrows, rishtu min amali shaitan. These are Satan's handiwork. Fashtanibu la'allakum tuflihun. Abstain from this handiwork that you may prosper. So here Allah is very clearly saying that alcohol is prohibited. It says rishtu min amali shaitan. Fashtanibu la'allakum tuflihun. These are Satan's handiwork. Abstain from it that you may prosper. So alcohol metaphorically is najis. It is impure. But physically, this verse doesn't say that it is impure. Physically, alcohol is tahir. There's one school of thought which does say physically also it is najis, but the majority and the correct opinion is that alcohol physically is not najis, it's not impure, it is tahir, it is pure. The second point to be noted, that whenever alcohol is used as a solvent or is used in food, it should be realized that when it is used, the taste of alcohol should not remain. It should be homogeneously mixed. The taste should not be of alcohol, the color of alcohol should not be there, and the aroma of alcohol should not be there. And if it's homogeneously mixed, this is point number 2. Point number 3, that if the quantity is so small, if alcohol is used as a solvent for vanilla and that vanilla is put in the ice cream, but natural, if you have 10 ice creams or 20 ice creams, you won't get intoxicated. So the ruling is that if the alcohol is used as a solvent in the food, if the color is not maintained, if the taste is not maintained, the aroma is not maintained, and the odor is not maintained, then, and if you have that food, even in large quantities, it does not intoxicate you, then that food is permissible. So if these 3 things are met, then the food is permitted. Then the food is permissible. But if that solvent is used for the taste, and if it's put in the food, and if it is not homogeneously mixed, then it's not permitted. For example, if you have the vanilla ice cream, it's homogeneously mixed. And even if you have 10 ice creams or 20 scoops of ice cream or 30 scoops of ice cream, it will not intoxicate you. But if there is alcohol flavored ice cream, and we have in Häagen-Dazs, there are few flavors which are high spirit flavors, which have alcohol. So even though that ice cream in large quantity may not intoxicate you, but the taste of the alcohol is there, so that ice cream is prohibited. But having vanilla ice cream is permitted. Similarly, if you have vanilla cake, it is homogeneously mixed. If you have half a kilo of cake or 1 kilo of cake, it will not intoxicate you. But if you have a black forest which contains alcohol, this alcohol is added later on. It's not homogeneously mixed. The taste of alcohol is there. You can see the alcohol. You can even have the odor of alcohol. Even the aroma of alcohol is there. So such type of cakes which contain alcohol is prohibited. So you have to understand that in the ruling, only those flavors in which alcohol is used as a solvent, if it is homogeneously mixed, the taste cannot be obtained of alcohol, the color is not seen, the odor is not there, the aroma is not there. And then if the quantity is so small that if you have even a large quantity, it will not intoxicate you, then this type of food is permissible. But if that food contains even a small quantity, it may not intoxicate you, but you can have the taste of alcohol, you can see the look of alcohol, etc., then it's not permitted. Or if the food, if you have a large quantity, and if that food intoxicates you, even though it's homogeneously mixed, then that food is prohibited. So I hope it's very clear cut now that as far as alcohol used as a solvent in flavors like vanilla, etc., it's permitted. Or for example, we know that almost all the aerated drinks, whether it be Pepsi, whether it be Fanta, whether it be Sprite, they contain alcohol. But the alcohol is in a very small quantity. If you have 5 bottles of Pepsi or 10 bottles or 20 bottles of Pepsi, that will not intoxicate you, because the hadith is very clear cut of a beloved Prophet Muhammad. It's a Sahih hadith of Ibn Majah, hadith number 3384, where the beloved Prophet said that anything which intoxicates you in large quantity is even prohibited in small quantity. No excuse for niporator. So this ruling is very clear cut. But this ruling, according to the scholars, have to be taken in the correct perspective. You cannot say that I will add a few drops of alcohol in the cake, and if I add the few drops, even if I have a large quantity of cake, that cake will not intoxicate me. So it's permitted. No. Yeah, it's haram because it's not homogeneously mixed. The taste of alcohol is there. The smell of alcohol is there. So you cannot have any food in which you can put alcohol and say it's a small quantity. So if I have large quantity, it will not intoxicate. This is not permitted. This is only permitted if it's used as a solvent, not directly as an alcohol for taste. But if it's used as a solvent like in vanilla or such flavors, and if it's homogeneously mixed, where the taste cannot be obtained of alcohol, or the look, the color, or the odor, or the flavor, then it's permitted if the quantity is so small that even if you have that vanilla ice cream or vanilla cake in large quantity, it will not intoxicate you. In the same way, people had asked me, the question was posed to me earlier, that can we have non-alcoholic beer? And I've given that answer in detail. I don't want to repeat it. But there are some scholars who have said that non-alcoholic beer, because if you have a large quantity, it doesn't intoxicate you, it is permitted. But there are many scholars who say that's not permitted. And I gave my reasoning in detail in my earlier answer, which I don't want to repeat, that I agree with the second group of scholars that non-alcoholic beer is haram, because according to me and according to various research, if you have non-alcoholic beer in large quantity, it does intoxicate you. If you have 10 cans of non-alcoholic beer, it will intoxicate you. Besides that, the taste is like a beer, the color is like a beer. So it is nothing but an alternative. And the way they make it, they first add in alcohol, then they evaporate. So the process how it is made, and I've given a detailed answer. So according to me, I agree with those scholars who say that non-alcoholic beer is also haram. So therefore, I have to differentiate very clearly that yes, all types of vanilla flavored food, whether it be vanilla flavored ice cream or vanilla flavored cake, or vanilla is put into sweet dishes, the alcohol is used as a solvent, it evaporates, alcohol doesn't remain, the taste is not there, it is homogeneous. So in this case, all the scholars massively agree that alcohol in vanilla flavor, it is permitted, and the ruling is very clear cut that it should be in small quantities, so that even if you have a large quantity, it should not intoxicate you, and the color and the taste and the odor and the flavor should not be of alcohol. Hope that answers this question.